Desistance is derived from the word desist, and according to dictionary.com, it means to cease, as from an action, stop, or abstain. The word comes from the Latin desistere, to leave off, stand apart, and from desistere, to stand or halt. In criminology, desistance is generally defined as the cessation of offending or other antisocial behavior. According to Kazemian and Maruna, there are two ways to conceive desistance: as a static event or as a process. The static event can be measured by the abstinence of criminal offending. This is something that can be quantified by numbers. The vast majority of criminals need to gradually decrease their offending in a process towards desistance. LeBlanc and Franchette came up with 4 processes by which an individual decreases his or her criminal offending. The first is de-escalation, which is the severity of how an individual's criminal offending decreases. The second is deceleration. The individual frequency of an individual's offenses decreases as the individual commits less offenses per time unit. The third is reaching a ceiling. This is the individual reaches a peak in criminal offending, and although his or her offending may not immediately decrease, it may now stay at the same level. The fourth is specialization. The individual begins to focus on committing one form of crime, such as drug-related crimes, making the total amount of crimes committed per time unit start to decrease, due to the fact that the crimes he or she does commit results in larger rewards. Dissidence, I believe, is partially made by choice. One wants to be married and have a job to provide for their family. This cannot be done if you are continually incarcerated. Showing juvenile offenders that one can escape from a life of crime to a law-abiding life is one way that we could assist juvenile offenders into leaving crime behind. This is a positive spin on the social learning theory in that a reformed offender can be an example to the juvenile offender. The reformed offender has been in the shoes of the juvenile offender and can be a testament that leaving crime behind pays. Support systems in varying forms are also helpful in aiding the life course change. Just like Alcoholics Anonymous helps the drinker cease in their behavior, a support group run by reformed offenders could help the criminal. I think at the core of this argument lies the fact that the person has to want to change. An idea to help people desist from their criminal ways is to get involved in the juvenile justice system. Not so much as a punishment phase, but more as a here's another option phase. I wonder if employers would be willing to take a chance on a juvenile who is skirting with crime as an employee, set them up with another employee to mentor them, and show them the rewards of earning something for yourself rather than stealing. I remember the first night that I came home from my waitressing job at Pizza Hut. I had all these tips. I left them all as ones from the people I had served. I was so excited by the money I earned that I threw it on the floor and rolled in all my cash. Getting someone to the point where they see themselves as a person worthy of change, I would think is the hardest step. The labels that are put on individuals are the hardest thing for the person to deal with. Like we learned with the labeling theory, some take on the labels given to them just because it is what those around them think of them. Reformed offenders still have a negative connotation because of the word offender. Even if it has been years since their last offense, the label follows them for life. This is a battle that cannot be won until society learns to think differently. When society can accept that the person has changed is a day when those have paid their debt to society will truly be seen as a peer.